Are you presenting to everyone?
Did you see it?
I can see it. It looks like you are. I'm just double checking.
Yes, we're recording actually, Peter. Good morning, everybody. It's Tracy Lewin and
Peter Murray. Good morning, Tracy.
how are you doing today?
No, it's fine. I see we've got some technical gremlins this morning. I suppose it's about time. We've had so many recordings without hitches, but this morning this is the second time we're shooting the same video, and we already started with a hiccup.
Well, as long as you can see the screen, that's all I need to know.
I can see the screen, and I can see that the Bitcoin price is having hiccups the whole week. So that's.
Yeah, actually, this was an incredibly exciting weekend. Started on Friday night, and it just really got adrenaline flowing. People were obviously buying madly, and the price just really shot up. I mean, it shot up close to 20%.
Yeah, it's a volatile commodity to trade. So it's a trader's paradise at the moment. But yeah, it's very interesting. It started at around 11 o'clock on Friday evening, and they say that the buying came from China, and which makes sense. The buying would definitely came from somewhere in the Far East.
The actual interesting thing that I've noticed is obviously there's different exchanges in the States, Europe, in the Far East, and the Far East exchanges are always trading much higher than the other exchanges.
Yeah. That is true. I've noticed that as well.
Yes. So one of the factors that that experts are saying that's pushing the price is the fear of Brexit. Everything that's going down in the UK and the EU, and actually they say, according to a poll, 52% of people are wanting to leave the EU. And 33% at the moment are wanting to stay. So, you live in Europe. Tell us a little bit about your feelings on Brexit.
I think those polls are a little bit deceiving because it doesn't take into account the amount of people that are still undecided. So that could make a huge difference. But I think the people are worried that the UK looks like they might just vote to leave the European Union. Which creates a lot of economic uncertainty, and the markets hate uncertainty, and the pound will certainly hate it, which is good for Bitcoin. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But like I said, before, Bitcoin becomes like a fear gauge, and if there's fears in the financial markets, I think Bitcoin is in a space where people will start buying it. To start to get into alternative forms of assets besides the normal financial system, because people really got afraid that the financial system could really collapse after 2008. It gave a big shock to people's psychology and their trust in the system and their trust in the banks and their trust in the governments. And now with Britain wanting to leave could leave the European Union, it could be have a major effect on the financial markets.
There was also an article the other day saying that people are in the UK, companies in the UK are actually stockpiling a lot of Bitcoin as well. So they believe there's a lot of buying happening at the moment from that area.
Interesting.
Yeah. And, of course, we're coming up to the halving of Bitcoin creation, which is going to happen sometime around about the 10th of July. And this is quite an exciting time. And it's what we've been anticipating, obviously, because this is just how Bitcoin was created in the first place. But the interesting thing is, 4 years ago, the price was sitting around about when it halved, it was around about $13.40. Now, of course, it's even higher, at close to 700. And the interesting thing as well is that there were some experts that were saying, well, around about the halving, the price will be $655, and here we've just shot right past.
Well, that's very interesting. And look, the market knows this halving is coming, but Tracy, to me, this just underlines one fundamental fact. we've got a commodity with a diminishing supply. It's the only commodity that are tradable in the world where your supply cannot be increased. Anything else, any other commodity, gold, silver, whatever, the moment prices go up, people start digging more, they start mining more, they're getting more gold, more silver out of the ground. Oil is a good example. The oil price went far over $100. And then what happened is everybody started doing fracking, whatever. And the US actually fracked so much oil that they become self-sufficient in oil, and the oil price, because of that, dropped to under $30.
Mm.
And it's now started to go up again.
Yes.
Supply and demand, Bitcoin supply fixed, so it's inelastic. It's actually diminishing over time, and your demand, because it's so new, is constantly increasing. And we're sitting with demand that can increase exponentially, especially now with investor adoption. So yeah, this Bitcoin halving, everybody knows it's coming every 4 years or so. So this very, very interesting to see what the effect will be. But long term, the prices will go up.
Yes, but also, around about this halving, obviously there's a lot of miners that will question their profitability. So, there might be some miners that are going to be leaving, or rather just shut down business, really. So, interesting times.
Very interesting.
The other reason they cite is blockchain rising. There's been so much development and so much talk over the last few months about the blockchain and about all the benefits that the blockchain will bring, as well as banks and who are looking at building their own private blockchain. So this is also, they reckon, is a rising interest in Bitcoin.
Well, as blockchain use starts being as the blockchain starts being used much more, it increases the demand for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin and the blockchain are linked. And the blockchain can't operate without Bitcoin. Does not, I know the banks want the blockchain only, but the fact is the blockchain can't operate without Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is the only real open source public blockchain that cannot be tampered with. And we just saw this week how a company came out, Counterparty, that now gives Bitcoin all the capability to Bitcoin blockchain that Ethereum bragged about that they have, that Bitcoin don't have. So and it's just going to be going forward. It's just going to be more and more development on the blockchain and more things happening.
Yes, smarter. They actually, the one article was smarter smart contract with Bitcoin and blockchain. So yeah, definitely somewhere to look, or rather to watch the space on blockchain. So many exciting things happening there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the other one was about the inflow and the demand. So really, they're talking here about saying that they're saying that there's more fiat currency that is buying Bitcoin. So it's not people that might have money, or they're trading with alternative coins like Ethereum or whatever other coin is out there. It's actually new money that's coming in.
Well, let me tell you, it's only a trickle. Because and it's going to increase into a stream, because we're talking about Bitcoin now becoming adopted by investors, and if the investment community really adopt Bitcoin, then this can fly through the roof, because it means that Bitcoin can be used anywhere. And also, more and more regulatory authorities are accepting Bitcoin. I just saw yesterday there was the second license was given to a Bitcoin company in the state of New York, which means that it's becoming mainstream businesses, which is going to put another more demand on the Bitcoin and more inflow from your normal currencies into Bitcoin.
Yes, very exciting. And at the moment we're in an education phase. So the more people are getting educated about Bitcoin, the more they're going to want to buy in. So obviously this is definitely, and as you say, just a trickle at the moment, and we're expecting the floods.
Well, interesting that you mentioned education, because anybody listening to this, or just seeing our article or whatever should really educate themselves about what's going on in Bitcoin. And if they just join our Facebook page and like our page and come join our YouTube channel, you'll get a free Bitcoin education. It won't cost you a cent, but it will be very, very valuable to you. So, and if you're listening to this, please share this with your family and friends, because people need to be educated about Bitcoin, what's happening in the news, and staying, abreast of, any happenings, because it's something that's going to affect our lives for years and years to come, and it's going to affect everybody on the planet. Yes,
absolutely, absolutely. And they say that this is the currency of future generations. So we're at the start of something incredibly huge, and that to me is such an exciting time to be at the forefront of this technology and this really adoption of this incredible digital gold. So one of the other reasons is China. There's been a lot of movement from China because they've got problems in their country with the economy. So last year, around about the middle of around about July last year. So a lot of pressure there, Peter. A lot of investors trying to actually get their money out as well.
I think, China is just the tip of the iceberg. I think the Chinese economy obviously has a very, very on the world. But the fact is, people in China are fearful that the Chinese economy might slow down. People in the Western world should be very fearful that the Chinese economy will slow down more. We could go again, but even South Africa are all under pressure because of the slowdown in China and excessive government debt, we can very easily get another emerging market crisis, and people in those countries are moving their money into digital assets because most of those countries have got a bit of we've got restrictions on capital movement, and that's why it happens. And let me tell you, Bitcoin is becoming a fear gauge, a fear measurement. And when the international markets have fear in it, they will start using Bitcoin to negate those fears. And that's why you saw an article yesterday that says, that Bitcoin is now becoming a natural hedge for investors. So it's becoming almost like gold, but for people in the digital age, where people run to something, a safe haven. And if Bitcoin can get a safe haven status, it really gets accepted in the mainstream. There's no limit to where this price can go.
Absolutely. So I just want to ask you a question, Peter. Have you ever tried to get a block of gold in your pants pocket?
That's the thing. That's the thing. You can't carry your gold with you. You can carry a limited amount. You can carry all your Bitcoins in your pocket in your own Swiss bank. So, just by the way, watch this space shortly. We will be reporting on that very, very soon.
Yeah, that's a very exciting development. I can't wait. So, all in all, who knows where this price is going, but we're in it for the long haul, and we know that it's just, all the signs are there. We are going to make money here.
Tracy, economic law, any economic student, economics 101, you've got an inelastic supply. Actually, you have a diminishing supply. You've got an increasing demand that could increase exponentially. Over the long term, the next 25 years, Bitcoin will go up. So take a long-term view, invest for 25 years, and you can put up yourself and your future generations forever if you really, apply yourself here.
Quite right. So it does require a bit of action on your side. And at the end of the day, we are all responsible for our own financial wealth. So best get going.
Absolutely.
So, you know what? This is such an exciting platform. It's called Steemit. And, we're talking about the blockchain. And here is a social media platform that actually pays you to blog.
It's amazing, isn't it? And the nice thing for bloggers now, it's taking, and for some people are creating, it's not just blogging, it's creating social media content. You know, anything you share and everything, how it works on a voting system. So people on the social media would actually vote for the most popular content, and you will get rewarded for content that are really upvoted, which is really exciting, because this means that you can monetize your content without advertising, which is really, really interesting. And it must have the advertising company shivering as well. So, but I think Steemit is the first one I've seen, and it might not be the last one of the social networks that come online on the blockchain, but it's certainly an interesting one. And you know, people can go look at this at what is that called, Tracy? Steemit.com.
Yeah,
Steemit.com.
steemit.com. And, you know, there's also a white paper if you want to get more involved and understand, you know, where they're coming from. So it's actually quite exciting. So I'm on it, and I'm earning dollars, I see.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. Okay, so you know that's kind of the end of today's chat. But at the end of the day, this price is rocketing. I'm on board. Peter, you're on board, I know. So the only way you can actually benefit from this is getting on board.
Get on board. It's a rocket. There's going to be a few hiccups. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. But over the long term, economic law has to pan out, and it's going to be a very interesting ride. It's certainly not going to be boring in the world of Bitcoin.
No, and I have to say, you know what, yesterday I laughed so much. It was such fun. On the weekend, I mean, as well, on Sunday, it was crazy, crazy, crazy. And, you know, just seeing this price just push up, push up, push up, and with a little bit of nervousness as well on the side. So, yeah, very exciting times ahead.
Very, very exciting times. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you, Peter. Until next time.
Until next time.